starting broadcast or starting lineup be on the broadcast?
Welcome to the Superspeedway ITRL Superspeedway Series, race number 5 out of 6, the final race before the championship race. Joining myself here in the booth tonight, always Alex Little. Brandon Klusterhoos is with us, and as well as myself, Joshua Ball. We're here for another exciting adventure, and we got about 30 trucks. It looks like just shy of that 27 tonight, and we should see some great racing.
Oh yeah, it's our elimination night. We go from as much as 40 drivers down to 10 to have the chance to win the $50 purse. Currently, we have 3 drivers locked in. We'll go over the points after we go through the starting lineup. But first, let's go ahead and go through that starting lineup, Brandon, don't you say?
Yeah, I think that'll be a very good time to do this with our pole sitter, Ray Rittenauer, and on the starting lineup, Kevin Hash is going to finish out the starting grid here for row number 1.
In row number 2, we have the 09 of Dave Matson and the 27 of Manning Gregory.
In row 3, Kevin Mosier and Matt Quick are going to be fast contenders here today. You're going to watch out for these two.
In row number 4, we have John Garrett, the only driver currently locked in on points as he was 43 ahead of the cut line, and the 17 of Sawyer Ott.
Now in row 5, Elaine Hughes, the only female racer here today, and Todd Casterlin. Let's see if row number 5 will be the lucky number today.
In row number 6, we have the 4 truck of Spencer Teal and the 15 truck of Tristan Ott.
Row number 7's got another one of our 3 locked in, and Josh Cully, and one of our broadcasters, Josh Ball.
In row number 8, we see the 47 truck of Dustin Franklin and the 37 truck of Ryan Peplinski.
Row number 9, we got Brandon Pomelat, a good contender here today, and Sam Green.
And going into row number 10, we have the 99 of Scott Baker and our in-race admin, actually, the 8 truck of Dylan Hale.
Row number 11's got Christian Delgado, a guy that might be an underdog here today, and Justin White, a regular in each one of the series.
In row number 12, I guess the picture didn't say for him, but he's currently a driver not locked in, the 55 truck of Fred Lester and the 9 truck of Adam Schramm.
Heading all the way back to row 13, it looks like we have the field closed out. Let's see if these 12 row racers can get her done. 24 in the field today.
Oh, does it?
Let's see who's going to come out on top.
So it actually looks like our front row is going to be starting from pit road.
Yeah, again, I mean, Ray Rittenauer, he's locked in to the championship race already. And Kevin Hash, he's out of the points, but they seem to always do this. They always seem to start in the rear, guys, and then either in the pits or in the rear, go to the rear. They kind of, do that to begin these races. It's just something with Super Speedway Series a lot of people do.
Well, you think that Ray Rittenauer being locked in already would be one of the more aggressive drivers out here. He has nothing to lose, but he's going to keep to his tactics and get himself a championship.
All right, we should be seeing this iRacing.com pace car making that hard left-hand turn down pit road, giving Dave Matson the chance to lead this field of green.
Green, let's go racing, boys and girls. Now, here we go. Dave Matson gets a great jump into turn 1. Let's see if he's going to be the dominant force here today.
Yeah, still 2x2 all the way back through the field. Got 3 cars coming off of the pit road, getting up to speed as well. It looks like we're 3 wide, actually, a couple rows deep.
Man. Oh, I was going to say, Manning Gregory really got a good jump on the outside. He came back on Dave, who got the initial jump, but it's 2x2 heading into 3.
With this being an elimination race, we should hopefully see a lot of intense racing. Hopefully, as minimum train racing as we've seen in the past couple of weeks. I mean, we only have 3 drivers locked in, another 7 spots available as Dave Matson's going to come off of turn 4 here and look like he's going to lead the first lap of the race.
Yeah,
Now,
again, remember, there's no yellow line rule here at this track, unlike the other two super speedways that we go to, Talladega and Daytona. Those, you can't pass down there. But here, it's free game. You could go 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide here. I mean, this track is huge. The amount of runs you get, there's people going 215 up to 230 within a matter of a couple seconds, and they're passing, 5, 6 cars.
yeah, it's truly an amazing track. It's unlike any other super speedway on the circuit. They got more of a package like a Michigan, allowing these trucks to be a little more spread out. Makes for amazing pack racing.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed about this track racing, a couple times is it truly is another one of those 3 group tracks you can fit 4 or 5 wide in. If you go anything higher than that third group, it seems to really decrease your speed and lose time.
Well, Alex, you are a winner here. You know how to get it done. What is the secret to getting around here in a fast pace?
Avoiding the wrecks on the last lap.
Well, sometimes you get them how you get them.
As we have trucks all over the place, we have trucks on the yellow line, trucks up by the wall. It's a wild start here.
Yeah, there's trucks all over the place. It's not like your traditional super speedway where you have to be, in lines to get runs. Here, these trucks are going 225 miles an hour, not even tucked up behind each other. And then when they do, they're going 230 plus. So, and we were just talking about, there is no double yellow line here. So you can go below that single yellow line and make a pass, as you just saw the number 17 of Sawyer Ott go below the yellow line to make a pass. So,
real quick, for the people at home watching this stream, we're going to go ahead and go over the ticker real quick. You're seeing colors on it this week. It really means 3 different things. If your name has a green background, it means you're locked into the playoff 10. You got your spot already secured. If it was by win or by points, we only have one driver locked in on points who is racing today. If your name has a yellow background, it means you currently are in the top 10 in points.
I'm going to say he's getting none.
Oh, none. Cool. Is in the top 10 in points. Doesn't mean you'll finish there in the top 10 in points. And if your name's in red, you either A, need to punch your way in, or B, get a win.
Yeah, and as you can tell, John Garrett here, the only guy locked in points, running second, is sort of being very conservative to Dave Matson, who's currently in the red zone and trying to lock himself in. So it's very interesting to see how desperation may come in here at the cutoff race.
Yeah, I know you just went over who's in, who's definitely locked in, who's out. But yeah, that cut line is within a couple points. I mean, there's people that can race themselves in. There's actually 2 people tied right now, Dustin Franklin and Matthew Kemp, which only one of them is here tonight, Dustin Franklin. But, Tristan Ott, he's about 10 to 15. He's 11 points out. He can race his way in. Dave Matson, 12 points out, can race his way in. Jace Mazer, also, within 15 points, can also race his way in without even having to win tonight.
Right, with 21 trucks here, the differential from I'm saying second place, because you can, if you win, you lock yourself in. The differential from points from second to 21st, I think I did the math, is like 19, 20 points. So it's possible our current 10th place in points, which is from Dustin Franklin, could be out because Tristan or someone else within that 19-point range goes ahead and points themselves in.
Well, that's what makes it so interesting in the Super Speedway series, is a lot of carnage can happen in a short period of time. So you could come from hero to zero in a matter of a straightaway. So it's going to be interesting to see guys that are able to avoid it today stay out of trouble, and the guys that are going to be in a hole and they can't get out of.
Yeah, I mean, this, going on week 5 here, I think everybody's learned something. The first week, first race, first lap, we were 3 and 4 wide. We had a big wreck. Last couple weeks it's kind of simmered out. We still have had some 3 wide, but we get settled later in the race because we've already used our reset. We don't want to crash again. We don't need caution laps. So it's looking like here tonight, mostly everybody single file. There's 3 on the outside right now, but that's about it. And then those three guys that started from the pit, Kevin Hash, Matt Quick, and Ray Rittenauer, are about 11 seconds back. But it's pretty tame so far.
No, I do have to agree with that. It's been a little bit of guys trying to either rubber in the top line or fall to the back. I see the Ott brothers were working up there for a couple laps, and it's not really going well for them. So I think guys are just waiting for the first pit stop and trying to keep a clean truck.
Now, with this being a 3-mile track, we're doing 225, 230 miles per hour average around the track. Is it meaning we're going to have to take less time on pit, less number of laps to pit this week? I mean, the last couple of weeks it seems to be around anywhere between 16 and 20 laps. Does that number decrease?
Oh, fuel mileage here is like an old Cadillac on the highway. It's not going to be pretty for these drivers, but you know, these IndyCar style speeds also makes it for reaction times to have to be a lot quicker, and for the chance of locking it up in pit lane, making mistakes coming in. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there earlier doing a little practice just to see how everything was going, and in the draft at 220, 225 miles an hour, you're in the red on the tack. So you're not saving fuel here unless you're, riding that last couple people maybe and just feathering it. But the amount of runs here are so much different than the other super speedways because, you could go from, being right with the pack to not if you're letting off because of, if three people behind you are going 230 and pass you and you're only going 200 at the time, you could lose the draft quick.
Oh yeah, that's what makes this just one wonder of a track. These trucks are basically going IndyCar style speeds. So it's one thing that we've never really seen. You gotta really give it to the iRacing engine tuners here. They've really got their job done.
Well, I don't think you gave it to the iRacing engineers. This track first made its debut back in the NR 2003 days as, I can't say it because it's been redacted, Superspeedway.
Oh, the Polar Bear Cola.
Yeah. Well, by the way, that was Kelvin Majeur being our first truck put a lap down. He's currently running back in 21st place.
Yeah,
No.
I think he actually missed the start, Alex. I'm not sure. I saw him on pit road as well with, Quick and Rittenauer, but he just didn't get out with them, and now he's going to be the only car lap down. It's good because, if we have a caution, he'll get it back as long as he's not involved.
Well, the best thing for him is he's gonna be within this main pack now. I mean, he's gonna have the draft. He can hook onto him and pretty much make his pit strategy with these guys.
Yeah, maybe he's just getting a feel for the track. He's not too worried at this point. There's usually a caution. He just wants to keep the truck clean going on a Tuesday drive until about 10 to go.
Yeah, we're working lap number 12 right now. I haven't heard anything about pits yet. But, it's always a question, like Alex had pointed to earlier, somewhere between the 16 to 20 laps we're looking at pitting. And this pit road, guys, is way different. I mean, it's very long. You can get off of the track really early, but then the commitment cone's way further down. So, a lot of time can be lost and gained there.
Well, you got to risk it for the biscuit, right? Some people are going to come in soft and some are going to come in hard, and sometimes that causes carnage. But it's like I said, you got to risk it. But let's give it up to Dave Mattson here. Like I said, the first time I was broadcasting for this crew here, he just comes out to play. He's been dominating these first 12 laps, and it's been status quo so far.
Well, he needs all the points he can get. Like we alluded to earlier, he is 12 points out. So, he needs the lap led, the most laps led, or a win, to really make sure that he makes it in. Because the other person that's in 10th right now, Dustin Franklin, is running in 3rd. So,
I mean, right now, if the race was to end right now because of some search situation, Mattson would not be in because of on points. He would need this win.
Right.
Well, look it up for John Garrett there. He's been basically his wingman for these first 14 laps or 13 laps. But yeah, he's just trying to get that code, some good TV time, get more scans, get more fans.
I mean, the code worked for the Fast Company and Parker Klingerman when they did at Kansas. Let's see if it can work for John Garrett tonight. For Fort Worth Screen Printing is on the truck tonight, so let's see if it can work.
You know, I'd like to bring one of them up and just see how the race is going, but since we're getting so close to those pit stops, you know, maybe we'll wait till after that, check with one of those guys and see how it's going out there so far. But so far it looks like we've talked about it's pretty tame. That second line is starting to get going there. You know, about 8th to 9th place on back. There's 5 in a line.
Yeah, starting to rubber up the high line there. Manning Gregory was taking a look up there, but really took a break. And look at here. Look at who we have at the back of the field just hanging out, acting like nothing's going on.
Well, they're currently on screen because the last time we talked about them, they were 11 seconds back. They've gained 2 seconds on the field running nose to tail like this.
No, that's basically where I was going with that there is you don't see them, but they're always lurking. Sort of like a panther in the jungle.
Going back up front here, we have a 3-wide battle going into turn number 2 between the 27 machine, the 2 machine, and that 66 machine. It's not going to work for Justin White because there is absolutely no one behind him, but it was getting a little bit interesting up front there.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming in, Brandon.
Well, I was going to say, Manning Gregory here. Look at him come up on the high side, Josh.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's going to get interesting, though. The couple people announcing that they're going to make their pit stops this lap. The 09, the 48, a couple others. Let's see how many actually peel off. There's going to be a bunch of them.
And here we go.
I say that's like half the field that decided to come down there.
Well, it looks like everybody's got on clean.
Oh!
Oh, right as they say that, it lays
No!
back the wall. No!
Just a little too hard on the brakes and not enough rear brake, and unfortunately, that's what happens. You lose the front steer, and she just got the pit wall there. But she's got that quick fix. You know, she can. Oh, another one around inside of pit road.
Oh,
Man, that's the 15 of Tristan Ott.
what happened to him? Let's watch him. Hang on, let's watch what happened to him real quick.
Ooh! Looks like he got tapped in the caboose. Oh, the 58 coming in, spins. Oh,
Yeah.
you hate to see it.
Yeah, you really,
At that time, we got the other group coming in. Everybody on pit. Oh, there's a big crash on pit road.
No! Well, we were talking about it earlier today.
this is
Pit
one,
road was going to be carnage.
one of the toughest pit roads to get on. I think these guys braked at the right time. Just looks like, I don't know. It looks like Justin just got on the brakes too hard and ends up
They've been
taking the
getting down
99.
to speed, but they just can't play nice getting in line.
You just hate to see it. And
Yeah,
that was
unfortunately-
everybody on pit road.
Well, it didn't matter what group you came down. It was carnage all the way down.
Well, now this is the more difficult part here. Is you take a look at the screen real quick. Getting out of pit road. Every other part of the track, you can go 200 miles an hour across. The apron here is one of the toughest things to get. You think you can go ahead and go flat-footed, get all the way up to 4th gear? Nah, you need to run around 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 130 miles an hour getting off pit road here.
Well, the amazing thing is we are running around 230 miles per hour around this track. We've had the most incidents going about 55 miles per hour, 50 miles.
If everything's playing out right, that gives the lead to Josh Coley.
Oh, look at this swarm, though.
I was going to say it gives the lead to Josh Coley, but it is kind of all by himself out there.
Yeah, and I think that was the problem. As now, you know, he's getting freight trained. You know, now we got the 09 of Dave Madsen, Dustin Franklin, just bumper to bumper there. Brandon Pamat and John Garrett lined up single file here at the front.
Well, it looks like we have some winners and losers on pit lane so far. Dave Madsen got out status quo number 1, but John Garrett downgraded to 4th, and he's not happy about it. He's making a run on the high line. Here comes Sawyer Ott being his pushing buddy. Let's see if they can make a run here off 4. Dave Matson holds the lead off 4, though. It looks like he's going to get the lap. No!
No,
John Garrett.
it's that 2-car tango. Watching practice earlier, there's a couple trucks that were able to do that two-truck tango. They were so much faster than the rest of the field. You just can't do it for such a long time, otherwise you're going to blow the motor.
Well, I imagine the tandem is a beautiful sequence of speed, but the problem is running 230 miles per hour. These engines run hot quick.
So much for that single file, let's not race.
Yeah, they got some fresh goodies. They want to use them.
Yeah, we're 2x2, 6 rows deep. Pretty much everybody up in the front pack is just side by side. Got a couple of stragglers here and there. The guys that had problems on pit road actually were able to hook up the 1558. And those 3 guys, Quick, Kevin Hash, and Rittenauer, still, slowly catching the pack. They're about 6 to 7 seconds back now.
Well, if you look at these front groups, you need to remember the sponsors don't pay for guys who don't get the TV time, and they're trying to get a lot of it.
Now, doing some quick math here about, pit stops and whatnot, I unfortunately think these guys pitted too soon. They pitted at lap 16 coming to lap 17. That's going to make it at least a 3-stop race if they can, find a way to stretch it 17, 18 laps.
As Sawyer Ott runs all the way up into the marbles here. Getting back to your point there, yeah, they might have came in a little short, but do you expect this race to be green flag all the way?
I want to say yes, but current situations, no. I think once we get past halfway, once we get past lap 35, I think we're going to start to see some people's aggression level go from a 2 to a 10.
Well, they just put some fuel in the tank, and they racked it up from 1 to about 7 here, so I can't imagine what they're going to do after pit stop number 2.
Yeah, I mean, we're 3 wide now, but it's hard to save fuel. I mean,
oh, there's no saving fuel here running at these speeds. It's sort of like Indianapolis in a sense. You've got to sort of manage it as much as you can, but you got to stay up with the pack.
I mean, you can try to save speed if the leader was able to, slow the whole field down, but the issue is you have that outside lane going with the 48, 37, 27. If it was all single file and everyone wanted to, dedicate to saving, it's possible to do.
Yeah, but as we call it, it's a motor race, and we're here to win the race, and you don't win that not being on the throttle.
And the 09 heard you because he needs to win, and he just jumped out in front of that 48 truck, and they're looking to go to the front on the high side now.
Well, he's so used to leading this race that he's not used to being back in traffic. He wants to go get it, but it looks like that bottom lane's getting the run here in the front stretch.
He so far has led to 16 of the first 23 laps of the race.
Man, it's sort of a shame with as many laps as he's led this series that he hasn't been able to finish the deal. Maybe today will be the day. Ooh, they're dancing.
Yeah, just an update on the back of the pack here. We got 2 cars lapped down now, the 29 of Elaine Hughes and the 43 of Kelvin Major. And the 99 of Scott Baker had a little issues on pit road. He's 29 seconds back. The 15 and 58 that had that incident on pit road, they're about 20 seconds behind, but everybody else is within the same straightaway. Those 4 other guys, Quick, Hash, Rittenauer, and Delgado, they're only 4 seconds back, and they can see them. So at this point, they're there. They're now only 3 seconds behind, so they're definitely within striking.
Yeah, the single file line seems to be so much faster than racing side by side.
Well, it's always great when you have people that are willing to work together like that. But that's the thing. Those guys sort of always run in their small little group. They got the plan, and they hope it works out at the end. These guys up here hope they can run away.
Yeah, and they usually have a fuel mileage strategy, but here I don't know if there's going to be one because it's, it's so much full throttle that unless there's a big caution, I don't know if we're going to have too much fuel mileage racing because everybody's got to be flat out anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they can maybe hope to manage the gap with the draft, but it's more of just damage protection being back there right now. But it looks like Matt Quick went to the high line. He wants to come in and play.
So what I've noticed between those four is those four like to play a little bit of follow the leader. One person be the head truck of the pack. One, drop back the next lap. They like to play a little bit of a rotation of who's the lead truck. And they also were about a second faster than the trucks in front of them last lap.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is hauling around here right now. There's not as much take and give as there was, 20 laps ago. But we are coming up, within another 5 to 6 laps, I think, of that pit window again. So, these guys are going to be on pit road here soon. And then, like you said, it's still a 3 to 4 stop race.
As we have a battle for the lead here, Dave Mattson trying to get back to his point, but Dustin Franklin holding strong with a strong push from John Garrett on the bottom line. Yeah. Oh, look at Sawyer Ott taking it 3 wide.
He's in desperation mode as well, trying to get up front, trying to score some points, leading a lap, trying to do everything he can, but he's just going to hop right in line with inside 4.
Oh, no. Looks like John Garrett may have had a run on the bottom line, but he's going to swoop high and see what he can do up here.
Yeah, we're definitely going below the yellow line. We're 4 wide now. 4 wide for 4th. Going for first, 3 wide.
Whoa, what's this?
He needs to get back up here.
What's this, Daytona?
Oh, there we go. Big one.
Oh, that's about a 10-car caboose. Oh, what was he thinking? He wasn't.
Let's watch.
Yeah,
the
unfortunately, there.
He gets a great run on the backstretch here.
I mean, he's taking his run for what he needs to do here. He's, using the apron, not out of bounds. I think the 47 could have given him a little bit more room coming back up the track. But he doesn't.
I'm going to take back my comments.
He doesn't have to give the space back.
It's lap 29. It wasn't a very aggressive move. Very aggressive.
I mean, he could have gave the spot. The 47 could have gave the space back.
Well, you give a driver a quick fix, and he's going to put a show on for us. So,
well, that did take out a lot of the field there, so we should be expecting to see a lot of quick fixes here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who still wants to save it and risk some damage, and who's going to get it here. Who looks to be blown up.
Talking about having fun in race chat, it looks like everyone except for our 2 lap down trucks are going to come down pit road here. Probably potentially put some 4 fresh tires on it. Fill her up with some of that iRacing fuel.
As John Garrett leads us down, let's see if any strategy is going to be played.
Should be interesting to see. I mean, going back and looking at that caution, it just looks like the 47 didn't give the 17 any room to come up. The 17 got on and said, that's my fault. I'll go ahead and take the responsibility, even though he didn't give me room. But he was able to take it. So, but coming out of the pits here, it looks like there was a bit of strategy played. A couple of people taking tires, a couple of people not. And I think that is the 87 of Matt Quick out for 89.
I'm showing the 4 truck of Spencer Teal.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the scoring comes out. Looks like the 4 truck's going to be leading the pack here. But yeah, it's going back to that crash. I think we're going to see more of that. That's the fun of not having the yellow line rule.
I guess the leader will be the 89 Matt Quick.
Yeah, Matt Quick leads him off pit road. Delgado second.
It's interesting that he's already up there this early. I mean, most of the time we don't see, the 89, the 87, the 03 up there until the end of the race. But
Well,
maybe they're just coming back down to top off after that, and it looks like they are.
You just wanted to get Kitty time, some good TV time here before topping up.
I'm trying to do some quick math here. 16 laps for coming. I'm guessing we're coming to 1 to go this time.
We're still soon enough that every gallon of gas is going to help. And I guess that will be one of the biggest trends of the race is going to be fuel mileage. Who can do it in one more stop? Who's going to have to come down twice? Is the big one going to happen again? Pit road drama.
Oh boy, we're getting penalties on pit road.
Oh no.
Dylan's here.
What's the count got for us today?
Seems like it's a couple of pit road violations. If I had to guess, it happens to be 4 names who haven't ran much in the ITRL. If I'm gonna have to guess, it's driving down the wrong side of pit road or driving through too many boxes on pit road.
Well, I think all 3 of us can attest the count has got us a time or two. We all learn.
Dylan has never penalized me. What are you talking about? As this is gonna probably be one of the how do I put this? This is gonna be probably the only time I think from here on out we're gonna see a single file line. Everyone lying behind a 2 truck, behind a pace car.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Everybody tops up, except the 2 truck. He's going to take track position.
And it looks like the green flag is going to be delayed a lap, which kind of...
Is anybody going to be able to top up right here?
Well,
there comes Quick last second. He looks to be the only truck. He wants to be back in the back of the pack. We know he's most comfortable there.
Well, we're going to be coming back as long as we restart this lap. We're going to be restarting with 37 laps to go. Still not really within a fuel window.
Now, with Hash, Redenhauer, and Quick pitting here, do they have an advantage? Is this little bit of extra fuel going to help?
I mean, it always could. I mean, if we're going to be 1 lap, well, what are we going to go green? We're going to go green on lap 33. We have 70 laps. So what's that? 37
laps to go. 38 laps to go because we'll be completing 32. So we'll have
with a 34 lap, it's going to be close.
Right. If this was going green in a couple more laps, let's say around 34, 35, it'd be a clean cut 1 stop to the end.
So let's see if they can do it. It's going to be interesting.
No, it'd be 2 stops to the end.
Well, you never know. They might have some extra fuel line hiding in the dash.
All right, DW. Let's not go there.
No, that's more of a Smokey Eunuch trick. Daryl Waltrip was the lead in the frame rails.
All right. Quick reset of your field is going to be Justin White leading him down to the green flag here for his second speed day. Masson, Trestonat, who had that pit road issue on the first green flag stop, in 3rd. Manny Gregory 4th, Sam Green 5th, Ryan Pepliski 6th, Todd Casterlin 7th, 8th John Garrett, 9th Spencer Teal, and 10th being the 13th of Christian Delgado.
This is going to be a penalty for Josh White. We're going to see if the count calls it. He's running in the high line. He's supposed to be in the bottom line, we believe. Massive jump as well.
Yeah, you got that massive jump, and they're also talking about possibly going over the 5-mile-an-hour limit.
That was a very interesting restart. We're going to have to see if the count is on the case.
Yeah, so I guess there was an issue with iRacing saying that the leader passed the leader. So I'm not really sure.
Well, it might not work out for him. It's sort of like every super speedway. You get too big of a jump, you snooker yourself. Here comes Dave Matson back at the point.
Tristan not doing the good old top to bottom lane here, entering turn 3. He's running up in third. Right now, that would be doing some quick math here. That should be good enough to get him into the round of 10 here.
And it looks like he hasn't used his quick fix. Sorry, Josh. Continue.
I was going to say, oh, it kind of looks like everybody settled back in again. Everybody's single file. Nope, now we're 3 wide, pretty much the whole field.
It's going to be 3 by 3 first 2 rows, and then it's going to be 2 wide, a couple rows back. It looks a little bit tricky off of turn number 2 there for the 15 truck last time by.
Did they put something in the Goodyears here today? Because these tires seem to fire up these drivers.
It's actually the condition of the track. Going into the corners, there's a major kind of like a bump. Sometimes you need to let off just a tiny bit going into the corners. Same thing coming off. It was just with this steep banking, it just, going from the less banked straightaway into the corner, it's going to happen.
Yeah, we got to push for the lead here. It looks like the 09 is still leading. Who's coming up the middle there? I think that's the 13 of Christian Delgado.
Yeah, that's Delgado being pushed by Tristan Ott. Delgado was hanging out in the back of the pack with Quick, but it looks like he wants to come up to play. Manning Gregory here pushing Matson. He's been a sleeper today.
Yeah, and he's locked in right now in 8th in points. So, Manning needs to do all he can to try to stay up there and get a good finish to move on to the championship race.
As you were saying that, it looked like the 2 and the 15 got really loose in 3 and 4, almost a crash.
Yeah, I just think they were really high, and there hasn't been much tires put down there. They're running the top line now, but you get such a big run as you see the 15 of Tristan Ott coming up through the middle. Everybody breaks off and ends up going lower. Oh no, here we go, another one.
Boy.
Oh, they saved it.
Well, I wouldn't say they saved it. There's some trucks who currently had a hard impact in the inside wall.
Is that only a 2-car truck accident? Looks to be a non-cushion incident.
Well, actually, they did actually say it. Josh was right. They didn't hit the wall.
No, they just barely missed it. But the good news is they have plenty of time to get back up to the front. This obviously the draft is going to play a big role, but everybody's still going 235 that was involved in that.
Well, look at Tristan Ott here. He hasn't taken his quick fix. There's a little bit of ding on that spoiler, a little bit of ding on that chrome hood, but he's hanging up here strong. So if you have a little bit, looks like it's not going to affect you too much.
Quick shout out to Manning Gregory trying to take the lead going into the corner there. Didn't really work out. Didn't have anyone really with him to make that run work.
Well, I've been noticing all day that Manning's been trying to get that high line to work, and one of these times I think he's going to make it pay off. He just wants to lead today.
By the way, for the Josh Colley fan club, Josh Colley is currently running 20th, 1 lap down behind the leader. The first truck 1 lap down. This is not for position, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, that first place truck, the 13 of Christian Delgado, he is definitely not locked in on points. And he's out there leading. He's right in front of that 33 that is a lap down. But, the 2 right behind him, Justin White, going to get Tristan on a run on the outside. There's a lot of guys that are involved in this right now that are up in the top few that aren't locked in.
No, and that's where we're going to see the aggression pick up as we fan out 2 by 2 here for the lead. Who's going to lead this lap? Was that... sorry, that would have been Delgado because Cully was a lap down, but Matson's taking the lead here.
Yeah, I believe that last time by gives a lap led to the 09 machine of Dave Matson.
Yeah, it looks like Cully temporarily got his lap back. He was only 48 seconds behind that lap, but obviously now he's back in the middle of this pack and on the bottom, but looks like we're still 3 wide here. Sam Green on the top. Got Matson and Manning Gregory there on the bottom lane, just cruising around. They're trying to get it all sorted out, but still a lot of single file racing, a little double wide up front.
Now, there's one driver we haven't been able to talk about too much. There's Mosier behind Dave Matson. He seems to be still 1 lap down. It's been sort of a rough go. We thought he was going to be able to get his lap back on that last caution, but things didn't work out.
Yeah, I believe the lucky dog under that last caution went to the 29 of Elaine Hughes, and she's now running back up in 7th place.
Yeah, she's making a very strong push here. Actually running behind Kevin Mosier here.
Yeah, and those guys that were involved in that little incident a couple laps ago, the 48 and 58, they are sitting in P15 and P19, but they're only 3 seconds back. They're within striking distance, so, I mean, they are definitely not out of it at all.
Well, look at I was going to say, look at Justin White and Tristan Ott here. Just a couple laps ago, they were dancing in the marbles, and now they're trying to get another push to the lead.
And these trucks really, I don't know if you guys have raced this track or not, but, you know, when you're going into turn 1 and turn 3, these trucks, unlike Talladega and Daytona, they take a huge dip. Like, there is a big jump going into the turns, basically.
Well, yeah, that has to do with the whatever degree of banking this track has. I guess we don't have that banking. Oh, that is gonna be the 27.
Was that Manning?
Yeah.
That rear is crinkled.
Doesn't look to be bringing out the caution as it's just a single car, but
he ain't hauling lumber in that tailgate no more.
I don't know if they're just getting loose in the middle of the corner or if that was netcode. That'd be something we potentially have to take a look at.
Well, I was going to say, it looks like it's hot and slick out there today.
And
I was going to ask you two, who have a little bit more experience on this track than myself. Looks like the 15 is slow here.
Yeah, we'll look real quick. It looks like what brought that caution out here. The 13 truck goes ahead and blinks a couple times, pushing that 15 truck, and that just sends the 15 truck around. So
would you say he's not a happy camper today?
I would say he's not a happy camper. That's the second wreck he's kind of been a part of. And who's the runner? Who else is not going to be a happy camper?
Oh, is he running up to go show his displeasure? Calm down.
No, I think he's going to get his spot back on track. But no, you want to know who else is not a happy camper? That 33 machine of Josh Coley. He was not the first truck a lap down underneath this caution.
Unfortunately, it was Kelvin Major, and as long as he wasn't involved in that, which I don't think he was, he should get a lap back.
No, but he's been suffering longer than Cully there, so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, if I recall, I think it was just a single truck, but it was across half the lanes across the track. It's a bad push from a blinking Christian Delgado that turned the 15 machine of Trestinot.
Yeah, just you can't really put any blame on that crash. Just sometimes connections just get a little leggy. Happens to all of us. Now, the one question we'll have, though, if we can try to get a look as we all come down to pit lane, is there any damage on that 13?
Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the rear chase.
Looking pretty clean.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty clean front of the truck. Like I said, he was lagging out, or got caught before the spinning of the 15 truck. So that might have helped in his situation, not getting damage.
Now, I was going to ask you too about this track because I only have a couple races here. I find that that bump going in that Josh was bringing up earlier, it really can make the car loose on old tires. Do you think that's what we're sort of seeing here later in the run?
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, it's getting you loose, but a couple of these guys probably haven't been taking tires. So if you haven't been taking tires, then you're definitely going to be getting loose on the going into the turn.
I wouldn't say these guys
No.
aren't taking tires. It potentially could be two tire stops.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely for the rest of the ways, you could definitely do a 2-tire stop. But since we're under this caution, I'm going to bring up somebody that is currently sitting in 10th place in the points. He's running in, I think, 15th or 16th on the track. But Dustin Franklin joins us here in the booth. Dustin, what's going on there down there on the track tonight? You're just trying to, abide by the rules or try to win?
I'm always trying to win, man. I'm just trying to sit back here with some of my teammates here and play it smart. I already went through a fast repair, so like you said, trying to play it smart to make it there to the back, to the end.
Well, I was going to say there, you were running up front for the most of the start of this race, and then you got collected there in that wreck. So it looks like you're just trying to play it safe, but you do have a fast truck, and you know how to get to the front.
Yes, sir. We're going to keep working at it here and see if we can put on a show for you.
Quick question on my part. Who made your paint scheme? Because that's one fine-looking truck there.
John Gudikins, Goose Graphic. There's a small emblem of his on the side. If you want to message me afterwards, I can get you in contact with him. They did a great job. I just gave him a rough picture of the truck and what he made out of it.
Well, I think it's one of the best-looking trucks in the field.
Appreciate you, sir. I'll pass that along.
No,
Again,
thank
that
you.
was the number 47 of Dustin Franklin joining us here in the booth. And, we're getting ready to go back green already.
Oof. How high is the intensity going to be here?
Well, coming to 25 laps to go, I think that last restart was a 7. I think we're cranking it up to a 9.
I think the biggest problem here is fuel mileage will be an issue.
Right, because we're going to say 16 laps is probably the max for most drivers. It's going to be at least a one stop, fill the truck half full, get on and off pit road as quick as you can type of situation here.
Now, that's the big question. Do you think drivers here are going to short pit to get a jump, or is that capable here?
We're delaying the restart here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a delayed green here because one of the trucks was stopped on the backstretch, and iRacing did a delay.
Looks like his battery became a lazy Susan in that truck. Let's see if he'll get it refired.
Well, we now have another lap of caution here. It looks like half the field is going to go ahead and make that left-hand turn down pit road, top up on some fuel.
Yeah, I mean, what do we have? 25 laps to go? I don't know if it's really worth it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to bring up there, Josh. It's just sort of a null point at this point. We're going to see. I think everybody just wants to get a cool Gatorade.
Oh, the race chat. Oh, boy. The count's getting out penalties again.
You get a penalty. You get a penalty.
Oh, by the way, the 3-mile track. This is the only time the race analysis this week is going to be correct. It is a 3-mile track. Oh,
So I think we've had more than one leader for 19 lead changes.
yeah, I don't know what's wrong with ATBO. He does some things right, does some things wrong.
Yeah, sometimes we just can't do math.
That too. So
Well, hopefully we won't have an iRacing caution this time. It looks like we're hopefully we'll be able to go green here. It looks like Justin White and Christian Delgado are going to bring us back to the green. Sam Green, Dustin Franklin right behind him.
No, I think I like this delayed start. I know that the fans at home want to get green racing, but the more we rev these drivers up, the more exciting of a pack they're going to make.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we still have 21 trucks involved. I mean,
Oh, it doesn't get figured out till the last straightaway. Alex knows that firsthand.
Most certainly here. The pace car went ahead and make their hard left-hand turn down pit road, coming to 24 laps to go.
And the strongest man in iRacing waves the green flag, and we're ready to go.
green. It looks like the 29 of Elaine Hughes didn't get a very good jump on the bottom there. She kind of holding up that bottom line.
We'll see if it's all part of strategy. Sometimes you can get a massive run. Here she comes.
She is one of the trucks that are kind of in that must-win situation here. You know, we're still quite a ways from that finish of the race.
As it looks like the 13 of Christian Delgado has the advantage here.
Yeah, he looks to be surrounded by a bunch of trucks with a need to win, except for that 66 machine, who's currently powering his way through the middle line here to get up to take over third place.
Yeah, working lap number 48 now, and we got a bunch of guys, you know, just going up through the field as fast as they can, but, you know, still the leader, Christian Delgado, has been out there for a while now. A couple guys behind him, like you said, you know, must-wins for Justin White, Elaine Hughes, Sawyer Ott, Fred Lester, you know, through the top 10. Those guys need to win to get in, so it's going to definitely get pretty busy here shortly, I think.
Well, we did have a lot of people up front here. We haven't seen the whole race, but John Garrett's just like, I'm coming through, baby.
Yeah, he is definitely going to the front, and he is on the challenge for the lead right now.
Challenging that outside of that 13 truck. He's going to have that 13 truck cleared. The 17's even going to have the 13 truck cleared.
Oh, there's a lot of people going around now. He's very slow compared to the runs behind him. The 2, the 47, the 4, 48 going to look as well.
Well, that 17 knows that's, or the 66, I mean, sorry, it was the 17, a big old Fort Worth high five because he just pushed him to the lead.
Oh, yeah, and John Garrett to the lead right now. Like we said, though, he does not need to win, but that 17 does on the outside.
Now, didn't Dustin Franklin just tell us he was going to hang out in the back?
Well, that's probably long before he, you know, got the run to get up to second place.
Yeah. Yeah, we just heard from him, and he said he's pretty much just riding around, but there he is in second.
But Sawyer Ott here, look at that push the high line's getting. He's going to try to take the lead heading here into one.
On that lap, he was just short, .031 from John Garrett as he leads another lap, but that outside line definitely making a push. There goes Sawyer Ott backwards.
Oh, them marbles got that truck dancing in the high line. He's going to go way back, maybe out to the lower half of the top 10. As that 17 truck, sorry about that, Josh, continue.
No, I was just gonna say I don't know if that was a plan or maybe he was just dropping back because he didn't like how things were going. But you know he just kind of dropped back single file on the bottom now, and
Yeah, it looks like the 17 truck is just going to be chilling at the back of this lead pack. But I was going to say, Josh, here, it's been a little bit like it has been side-by-side racing, but we haven't seen sort of the 3 wide and the aggressiveness we've seen after some of the pit stops today.
yeah, I might have slowed down a little bit. These guys, you know, never know what's in their head. Obviously, John Garrett was upset after his penalty, so he was able to get back up front. So he got upset, got to the lead. Now he's there. So I mean, that was the first time we've seen him lead in all race. So you know, sometimes when people get angry, they race a little better. Maybe not as smart, but better. So
sometimes they just stop thinking about other people, and it sort of leads them to the front.
as it looks like the 09 Dave Matson getting a huge run here. The 66 going up there to take some of it. Although the 09 almost all by himself, the 2 joining him in the 29. But he went from 7th place to almost challenging for the lead in just not even a half a lap, just a quarter of a lap.
Well, Dave Matson was just tired of us not talking about him, so he's like, here I am.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and it looks like the 13, he's ready to go back to the lead as well. It's definitely going to get more dicey up here as, we're coming within under 20 to go now, 18 laps. We're coming into lap number 53. We're going to have one more pit stop. It just depends on when these guys are going to go. You still have the 03, the 87, 89, 15 sitting back there waiting. I don't know if they're going to go early or late, or that's really depends on these guys. Everybody has to pit, is all we know. That's it.
Now the question is, do you want to pit at the beginning of the fuel window? Do you want to wait, get halfway through it? There's a lot of choices these guys are currently have to think about. And you could potentially, be a quick second decision here in the next 2 laps.
I think the biggest thing is pit with somebody. I don't know if anything else really matters except for make sure you don't go by yourself.
Well, and this is what I was going to ask you guys earlier here. Is there an advantage to pitting early where you can get a big gap on this field?
It depends on how many trucks you probably get to pit with you in that early window. You're, running 48-second lap times. You potentially be putting a lap down when you make that pit stop. So you need to get a grip with you.
I think you're going to need at least 3 trucks because they're running 220 to 230 in the draft. Looks like an average about 220 to 225 over the past lap for the 47 of Franklin, and he's in second. So, if 3 of you go, there's 4 of them back there just kind of hanging. I think you're able to keep up with that because we saw Hash, Rittenauer, and Quick do that earlier tonight. So I think if you can get 3, that's all you need.
Well, and we always know there's 3 musketeers hanging out in the back, so maybe they're going to be our guinea pigs.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it just really depends on what's going on with them.
Now, we haven't talked about them in a couple laps here. They look like they're still holding station in the rear of the pack. When will they make their move?
I expect them to be the first ones to pit. The window is opening this time by. I expect them to be the first ones down pit road, top it off to make it to the end.
And does it look like we have trucks pitting in the back there, or is that just guys going under the yellow line?
Nope. Those 4 we were talking about, they went ahead and made their pit stop this time by.
And I can't say we called it, but Ray Rittenauer, Tristan Knott, Hash, all coming in for the final pit stop of the day.
Now here's the question. So those 4 guys at hand, they went ahead and pit right away. They got their stop out of the way. How much longer do you wait if you're in this front pack?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think in the next couple laps you have to go. But like I said, with those guys already going, I think they're probably in the best position. If something happens up front or there's too many people going into pit road at one time, we could see what we had last time. There was 3 accidents on pit road.
Well, looking at this beautiful pack leaving pit lane, no carnage here today on the second round of green flag pit stops. But it looks like this first pack here is holding station. I wonder if they're just going to run it dry.
Well, here's the issue for those 6 that just pit. They're coming to get to getting lapped this time. So, like I said, they were playing the game of potentially getting lapped, but they also now can go to the end.
Oh, yeah.
Tristan Knott's looking like he's getting swarmed here. Same with Ray Rittenauer. Oh, it looks like it's not going to work out for this first pack so far, as John Garrett's going to lap the bunch.
Yeah, but the good news is they're going to be to speed with them. So now, for the next several laps, they're going to be up there and be fine.
But that dreaded yellow flag could ruin the bunch, except for the leader of the pack here. So Sawyer Ott is definitely the lucky one right now, but it looks like him and Quick are going to take their bait and get their lap back.
But those 6 have made their final stop. They're not going to come down pit road another time. So with them making their final stop, they can go ahead and take that wave around and not have
Oh no! Oh, he saved. Oh, did he? Dustin Franklin? Oh no!
Didn't
Oh.
Didn't look like he hit anything.
It looks like he tagged the inside wall barely off of the front of the 48.
Well, we're gonna call Josh Ball Houdini today because he called it.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a little issue, I guess we'd call it. I mean, that's what we said the last time what was going to happen.
Well, he was pulling off his best Tokyo Drift impression, and sadly, he just couldn't pull it off there. Tough luck.
He did. He was doing a great job, like you just said. We got another couple guys coming in now. I'm not sure if they're gonna 55 in the wall coming in the pits again.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest pit roads to get on.
Did somebody put a magnet in that part of pit lane?
I guess so.
Oh, by the way, that cycles our lead out to the 29 machine of Elaine Hughes.
Yeah, currently Elaine Hughes is leading. She is right on to the end of this pack, but at least according to the guys that went in the lead, John Garrett is currently going into 3 as that first group that went in, Sawyer Ott, Quick, Hash, and Rittenhour are barreling towards him really fast, but he is actually currently still ahead of them.
Was that Sam Green taking his pit stop, leaving Elaine Hughes, the Lone Ranger?
Yeah, currently Elaine Hughes, that is going to be her second lap led as of now, and she is still staying out there. I didn't see her come in, but then again, who knows? There's 9 laps left. If she maybe did and we weren't paying attention, I don't think she has enough, though, to go to the end.
No, she's been out on track for 17 laps now. Giving a couple caution laps here. She needs to pit this time by.
Yeah, it sounds like she's coming in this time, and that should cycle the lead to the 17 of Sawyer Ott himself. Looks like Matt Quick.
Looks like we have about a 10-truck pack here leading the pack, trying to storm around to catch Elaine Hughes, who's currently on pit lane for her final stop of the day.
Yeah, at this point, there's going to be no more pits unless we have a caution, and if that's the case, then they're going to have to catch up to the 66 of John Garrett. There is 3 other trucks that aren't too far behind, 55 of Fred Lester, Justin White, and Kelvin. Actually, sorry, that is the 09 of Dave Matson. I think he is actually a lap down, but, it's not over until it's over, so.
Well, it's the time for the backpack to pounce, because those guys that were lagging back are currently the leaders. They know what they're doing.
Yep, that's right, and looks like going to the outside now. They're leaving Sawyer Ott to left out to dry in the bottom. 89 of Quick, the 03 of Kevin Hash, and the 66 of Garrett. Garrett's looking for 3 wide, all going for the lead.
As JCOM is lined up on the bottom line with Rittenhour and the Ott brothers, but Quick and the gang are just too fast as they take the lead.
Yeah, but while that happened, you know what that meant? That pack of 4 that was behind them caught up super fast as Justin White, Sam Green, Dave Matson, and the 55 of Fred Lester all joined the field now. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a 10 to 11 truck race for the finish as long as nothing else changes.
Now it looks like Quick is going to lead that lap, and they're going to be single file in the pack here. Does anybody else have a chance of catching this group, or is this it?
It looks like everybody else is about 9 to... There's another pack that is about 10 seconds behind. There's about 5 of them.
But
I guess they have a chance, but these guys are going to have to start double file racing, which they are. As we look at John Garrett against the outside with Sawyer Ott, they're going to, definitely have some racing going on. It just depends if those guys are lined up.
Yeah, I think they're just hoping on a hope, a wing, and a prayer at this point. But Sawyer Ott here is on the high line. Let's see if John Garrett can push him to the promised land.
he's blinking out. That doesn't help him.
No, that does not help. And that previous lap, that second group was 9.8 seconds back. This lap, they are 10.7. So they lost a full second there. So they are definitely not catching as we put the 33 truck of Josh Cully a lap down.
Oh, no, that's going to put him 2 laps down. It just hasn't ended how Josh Cully thought it was going to today. One of the dominant forces in the Superspeedway series.
Yeah, and, luckily he's locked in. He was coming into this P2, 2 race wins, so he doesn't really have to worry, so that's good for him. But, up in this front pack, there is 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 9
5.
trucks.
Yeah, but 4 or 5 of them are not even locked in the playoffs.
We're definitely going to see some aggression here in about 4 laps.
Yeah, the only ones that are definitely in is Garrett. Then Mazer is way back. You got Quick up there. If he wins, obviously he's in, but he's currently in. Manning Gregory, he's way back in 12th, so he could lose some places. Kevin Hash is locked in, and he is running in 2nd. He's not locked in, but he's close, and Dustin Franklin, which running back there in 18th. So a lot of these guys, they still could have a winning in 17, the 15, the 2.
Well, you
21.
dangle a carrot in front of the horse. What are they going to do?
That's right. Exactly. Unfortunately, there's a couple people lapped down up there as well. The 09 and 33. They're hoping there's a big wreck. But with 4 to go now, we're coming down to the last few laps. It's definitely going to get crazy.
Well, I think we have the final players of this chess match, unless the big one happens. Now, what happened to the 09, I'm not sure, but he was one of the main players of this race, and coming in here late, just not his day.
It looked like it was some issue on pit road. It was 55 seconds in the box on pit road that last stop.
Yeah, probably had a speeding penalty. Unfortunately for the 09, that's what screwed him there. But now we're running lap number 67. Still Quick on the bottom. We got Sawyer out on the outside with John Garrett and Kevin Hash on the bottom. But we're still 2 by 2, 4 rows deep.
Now, as Matt Quick is taking the lead, Sawyer Ott is trying to get the run on the high side, and looks like they've built momentum. They're starting to be able to keep even. We haven't really seen this all day.
Well, I also think these pushes are starting to get a little bit more aggressive.
Do you think we're going to start seeing some steam coming out of those overflows?
I don't know if it's 2 truck tango time yet. I say in the next 2 laps we should start seeing trucks just connecting nose to tail and try to see if they can maneuver their way around the inside 3 here of Hash, Quick, and Rittenauer.
Well, we all know that with every single lap counting down, the pushes get harder. So it's all a matter of being able to hang on to the truck to get her to the line. Let's see who's going to be able to do it here.
Yeah, and that couple blinks from the 17 on the outside, but the 66 now pushing them back up to the front. They got a huge run going into 3.
And as I was saying that was a massive push by the 66 to the 77 going in. Or sorry, the 17 going in. Got him a little loose, and the run is not there. 2 to go.
Laps to go.
Coming up on a lap truck there, they luckily get out of the way of the other lap truck away to the outside, but we're 3 wide. This track can definitely take it, though.
But
So, what was that, the 47? Dustin Franklin, we had just talked to him earlier.
yeah, it's just devastating. That pit road accident with the quick fix already being used has just sort of been checkmate.
And as long as we make it 2 more turns, this race, it's official, so there'll be no more cautions if we make it around through here. Without a caution flag,
Now, Alex said it was going to be caution free, and he got me on that thing. Thank God I didn't call that for my house. Final lap.
Final lap. Big push on the outside. Here comes that 17 Sawyer Wright.
Like I said, pushes are going to get a little bit more aggressive here. This is a playoff position before that 17 truck. I mean, a playoff position for the 89 truck. There's a lot of drivers who could use a win right now to lock themselves in. Here comes the 21 truck on the outside.
2 by 2 by 3 by 2. The couple guys in the back trying to get a run here in the last lap. 17's blinking. He's all over the place. A 66 right behind him. Looks like it might be the 89. The 03, one of those three is going to win.
Oh, no, and it looks like the leg was a bit too much for the 17, but Hash on the outside. It's going to be a photo finish. 03 gets it.
The 3 by .002.
Oh, accident.
Another spectacular finish.
Gotta see if we can get a great replay of this.
0.003 of a second. He got her done. And that's a new winner.
Yeah, I think he was on the outside looking in here. Let me double check.
He was just in. He was running in ninth, so he definitely could use it.
Alright, before we go over the top three, let's see this replay one more time. I'm trying to find a perfect angle of this.
Well, as we cross the finish there, I'll do a rundown quick. Kevin Hash with the win. Matt Quick finishes second. Ray Rittenauer third. Fourth to Sawyer Ott. Fifth to John Garrett. Sixth is Sam Green, Tristan Ott, Justin White, Kevin Major, and Scott Baker round out your top 10.
Would you say Hash was the perfect wingman until the last call was brought out? He was pushing quick that whole last run, and at the last moment, he took it away. What a race.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Are any of our three in the Discord chat wanting an interview?
Well, let's bring him on up here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go ahead and get them guys up into the booth. We'll get them ready to go. And all right, so it looks like we're going to bring up the number 3, or the finisher, third place finisher, sorry, Ray Rittenauer. Just coming to the line there. You had plenty of options to go with. Unfortunately, you were able to finish there.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did something a little bit earlier there, but couldn't really do much, even if I would have won early. But good win there for Kevin. Matt, second. Sucks for Sawyer. He was blanking out a little bit. That was killing that upper line.
Yeah, it looks like that high line just lost the momentum there on the backstretch, but you guys on the bottom there made it a pretty interesting race. I know it sucks you got third here today, but you've been one of the dominant forces. Let's hope you can finish out the season on a winning note.
Oh yeah, we'll go into this last race and let's give her hell.
All right, again, that was your third place finisher, and going for the championship next week. That was the number 87 of Ray Rittenauer, and finishing P2 tonight. Unfortunately, coming there at the last second, .002, Matt Quick. Just that close.
No, it's all good. If I would have kept it straight, I probably would have finished first, but it's more fun when you're wrecking your friends.
No, it's definitely quite the show there. You guys are known for just staying out back and then making it count. So, what's the plan here for the next couple weeks? You think that's going to be the same? Or
I mean, we just play around and, have fun. We experiment a lot of things, and we really just don't want to die at the beginning of the race. So that's kind of why we do the things we do. And then just try to nail the last pit stop, because that's the only pit stop that matters. And then they go and roll with all of our stuff in any league or this league or whatever. I mean, right now, I really don't care about incident points or whatever. But we were all clean till I did that. But it was fun. I mean, the idea is if we finish 1, 2, 3 and we go wrecking it and we have fun with it, that's the rule. So I think I could have still beat Kevin if I didn't, ram all the way to the right there because it slowed me down a lot. But oh well, it was fun.
No, man,
Exciting finish.
Yeah, I was definitely going to agree. It's a lot better to finish second in a photo finish than having a snooze fest all day.
I mean, I don't know. I love racing with my friends, drinking, whatever. Who cares? Like it's we just ram it in there. It's fun.
That's the attitude we love here in the ITRL. Thanks for showing us that, man. Thanks for the show tonight.
Not a problem. Like Sawyer and Josh and whoever has put up this league and stuff like that, and you guys probably watching a boring 60 laps probably before it got fun. But it was a good race. We nailed our pit strategy. Even if there wasn't cautions, I think we would have been fine. We started in the pits. We caught the field. We realized, our lines and all that stuff, and we made it work. So congrats to Kevin. Congrats to Ray to first and third. And thanks, Josh, for putting up with our crap.
Oh, no. Thank you. I was just going to say, somebody put something in the goodies tonight, because every time there's a pit stop, the action got revved up.
Again, that was our second place finisher tonight, the 89 of Matthew Quick. And now joining us in the booth, the winner by .002, coming to the line, was able to get it done, the 03 of Kevin Hash.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, I mean, it was the last couple laps there, you guys battling 2 and 3 wide. You guys kind of holding the back most of the race, but, when it came time to be there, you guys were there. And then coming off that final turn, that it looked like the outside lost some, momentum and was able to give you a chance to get outside a quick. And looks like Ray decided to go with you and just barely got you.
Yeah, I've raced. Sorry, I've raced with these two guys probably solidly for the last 6 years, and just knowing, us being able to know what each other are going to do and everything and different strategies, it worked out for us. I was kind of a little worried early in the race, but yeah, I think old Quick would have had it had he not tried to come up there and rub fenders, but it definitely made for an awesome finish.
No, he was definitely bringing that up, thinking that was his sort of finishing move that caught him in the end. But I think you have one and most favorite stats in NASCAR that you can get. Only leading one lap of the race, and the most important one, the last lap. How does that feel?
That is awesome. I will take that, especially after the terrible luck I've had the last while. To finally actually get in victory lane is just awesome. It's one of those things when you're having success, you kind of take it for granted a little bit, and then you have like 30 bad weeks, and you're like, wow, I'd really like to get a victory interview for once. So yeah, it definitely is awesome. I'll take it.
Oh, every one of us knows as a driver, it's a bunch of hills and valleys, but we all know you got the champion spirit, and you're not going to be kept down for long. Happy to see you here, man.
Tim Ford, I appreciate you guys for putting this on, broadcasting it, and making all this possible. It's been a blast. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to race Premier this next season with switching jobs and everything. So definitely trying to get what licks in I can while I can, and hopefully things clear up and I can come back to the fold and racing something over here.
Well, I appreciate you joining us again there, Kevin. Congrats on the win. Looks like you won and you're in for next week at the final championship race. So we'll see you then.
Shoot, yeah. Hopefully I don't disappoint and I can at least be up there battling for it.
There you go. Again, everybody, that was the 03 of Kevin Hash, winner on tonight's race. And guys, that's it. That's set for the championship race, the top 10. The final position was separated by 1 point. I mean, it literally came down to positions tonight, and unfortunately for somebody, it didn't work out, but then another guy it did. So looking at the point standings going into the final race, championship race, those racing for it are going to be the 87 of Ray Rittenauer, the 66 of John Garrett, the 33 of Cully, the 89 of Matt Quick, the 43 of Kelvin Major, the 48 of Brandon Pamat, the 03 tonight's winner of Kevin Hash. Looks like the 27 of Manning Gregory also made it in, the 9 of Adam Schramm, and then the last place was the number 15 of Tristan Ott by 1 point.
Wow, it's going to be an exciting battle next week. You're putting 10 of probably the best drivers in the league against each other. You're trying to win $50. I know last week at Talladega, I mean, it was kind of cool, calm, relaxed. I feel like we're going to see a ramped up field of the drivers next week.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, from what I saw tonight, it definitely towards the end of the race, it definitely got very busy, and people were not as forgiving as the beginning of the race, and those guys definitely worked as hard as they could. Though I mean, the 33, the 03, I'm sorry, the 33 had a bit of trouble, the 09, but they're going to still be out there next week, still trying to win.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we've seen it tonight. It doesn't matter if you're in or not. These drivers are hungry and they're going to be going for it. So we're going to see how that plays together with playoff drivers trying to make it to the final and guys just going out there to try to make a name for themselves.
Well, anyone have anything else, or are we able to sign off for the night?
I think that's going to be it. I mean, I hope everybody joins us again here next week. Back at the same time, same night, but to the championship race, we go back to Talladega, and it should be a fun one.
No, that's all I have for tonight. It was an amazing show, and let's hope next week is just as exciting.
All right, that'll do it, guys. We'll go ahead and see you next week at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time here on All Gas TV.